And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Two Olympians both tested positive for banned substances, but one was banned and the other was allowed to compete. Sha'carri Richardson made headlines last summer. The track star was booted off the Summer Games after testing positive for marijuana. Kamila Valieva, a Russian figure skater, tested positive for drugs, but is still competing, still in the games. Joining me tonight to talk and make sense of all of this is sports expert Kim Davis of Chalk Talk.
Oh, so I got to be logical. Okay, so, Sha'carri Richardson posted it on her Twitter and kind of brought it to people's attention and said, hey, what's the difference? It's a banned substance. She gets to compete. I tested positive for a banned substance. It was broadcast to the world and I was suspended. What's the difference? She says it's because she's a Black woman. I don't know any other difference. I mean, you could easily say, listen, the rules are the rules, but it's difficult to say that when this young lady gets to still compete, that it needs to be all or none. Everybody should be banned or suspended or not allowed to compete if they test positive for a banned substance or not. And so they've got to do something different.
Now, what about the stipulations that the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, put in place saying you can compete, but you're not getting a gold medal or any kind of medal until we complete our investigation into your case?
So I'm trying to understand why she gets to compete and why is there an investigation? If you tested positive, because none of that was the case with Sha'carri Richardson, right? They said, and TCH, whatever you think about it, is not a performance enhancing drug. What it is a drug that's on the list of banned substances.
So it wasn't about cheating for her.
No, but remember that's when that goes back to the coping and when she lost her mom.
Yes,
and so there's a lot of conversation. They are revisiting whether or not TCH should be on the list. But right now, TCH is a banned substance. So is a substance that the figure skater use. It's something that supposedly helps to boost your heart, and it is considered a performance enhancing substance. So again, they're both listed as banned substances. I don't even know why there's a conversation or an ongoing investigation, because Sha'carri Richardson's point is, I didn't get that. And Isaiah, this kind of leaked out, right? It wasn't really made this whole big deal, and it became a big deal when people found out about it. It doesn't look good, I'll say that.
And of course, we know Russia is a doping country.
Right, that's what they do. They've historically, in the last Olympics, they have some issues from the doping. I mean, it is, like you say, historically, they've been known to cheat, to dope, to shoot them up. That's what they've done in the past. I think it's ridiculous. I do.
Now, do you think it's preferential treatment and politics involved because it is Russia and the Olympics? It's taking place in Beijing, China, allies.
I think it's that. And I also think it's the difference. I mean, she's a figure skater. She's a young, 15-year-old figure skater, a young white woman. Sha'carri Richardson is edgy, right? You either really cut for her, or you think, oh, she should tone it down. So they're two very different people that showed up to their sports, both expecting to medal because of how talented they are. I think it's a lot of that, even beyond the Olympics of Beijing and Russia. I think it's more of the other, quite frankly.
Now, do you think the figure skaters should take a stance, all the other figure skaters who followed the rules in the Olympics, and take a stand and walk out or not perform until this is properly addressed with the 15-year-old Russian figure skater, Valieva?
That's a tough one to say. It's difficult when for these Olympic Games that occur every 4 years, when there's no COVID, they're every 4 years, and to say, you're going to walk away from it, because for some people, they won't have another opportunity. And so that's a tough one. I think that's a personal decision. I think that the IOC should do the right thing. It shouldn't be on the Olympians to have to figure it out and navigate it. It should be on the people who are put in place to manage the rules and to manage these governing bodies. They're the ones that need to feel the pressure and should be doing something differently.